The wind screamed across the jagged peaks of the Hindu Kush, carrying the metallic tang of snow and gunpowder, as Sergeant Kira Valdez pressed her cheek against the frozen stock of her M2010 sniper rifle. 3,600 meters away, 2 miles of thin, lethal air, stood the man who had just sealed her fate. Too far, Colonel Hargrove had barked over the radio, his voice crackling with the certainty of a man who had never stared down a scope at impossible distance. "Abort, Valdez. That's an order." But Kira's finger was already curling, her heartbeat sinking with the reticle's faint glow. The shot cracked like God-splitting stone, and somewhere, impossibly far, a body dropped. Hey, if you felt that chill crawl up your spine, hit that subscribe button. Right now, join the squad so you never miss a story that hits like this one. Kira Valdez wasn't supposed to be here. 29 years old, raised in the sun-bleached streets of El Paso, where the only mountains were the Franklin Ridges painted gold at sunset, she had enlisted to pay for her little sister's chemotherapy. The Army promised structure, it delivered ghosts. By her third deployment, the ghosts had names: Ramirez, taken by an ID in Sungin Park, shredded by a PKK sniper outside Mosul. Each loss carved another notch into the armor she wore over her heart. But nothing prepared her for Operation Iron Veil. A black bag mission, so classified the briefing packet, came in a burn bag. The target, Mullah Rahim Barak, the architect of the Kabul airport bombing that killed one, and 83 souls, including 13 American kids who never made it home. Intel said Barak was untouchable, moving only under cover of blizzards, surrounded by a human shield of child soldiers. The brass wanted him gone, but they wanted deniability more. Enter Kira, call sign Phantom, the only shooter in SOCOM with a confirmed kill at 3,100 meters. They flew her into a forward listening post codenamed Eagle's Nest, a wind-lashed ledge at 12,000 feet, where the air itself tried to murder you. Night 1, the storm hit. Whiteout conditions, -40 with wind chill. Kira lay prone for 18 hours, her ghillie suit iced over, eyelashes crystallizing. Through thermal imaging, she watched Barak's compound, mud walls, goat pens, a single generator coughing blue smoke. The mullah himself appeared only once, a heat signature pacing the courtyard, barking orders at shadows. Distance, 3,612 meters. Wind, variable, 25 knots gusting 35. Coriolis effect, enough to drift a bullet into Pakistan. Colonel Hargrove's voice returned, colder than the glacier beneath her. Negative, Phantom. Wind's a killer. You'll miss. And we lose the window. Kira's spotter, Staff Sergeant Malik Jones, Chicago South Side, former Gold Gloves boxer, whispered through chattering teeth, "He's right, Val. Math don't lie." But Kira saw something Malik couldn't. The way Barak paused beneath a floodlight, the way he touched a necklace that glinted like dog tags. She zoomed the scope. American dog tags, Ramirez's dog tags, the ones ripped from his corpse in Sangin, sold on the black market, now dangling from a terrorist's throat like a trophy. Something inside Kira snapped not rage but clarity, the kind that comes when the world narrows to a crosshair and a heartbeat. She ignored the abort order. Adjusted for spin drift, dialed the turret 3 clicks left, exhaled half a breath. The rifle bucked. For 3 full seconds the bullet flew invisible, fighting gravity and gale. Then the heat signature folded, a puppet with cut strings. The compound erupted, AKs spitting traces into the night, children screaming. Malik stared at the monitor, mouth open. "Jesus, Val. You just threaded a needle through a hurricane." Back at Bagram, the fallout was biblical. Hargrove stormed into the SCEF, face purple. "You disobeyed a direct order. That shot just painted a target on every American in theater." Kira stood at attention, frost still clinging to her brows. "With respect, sir, that shot ended a warlord who murdered our people and wore their tags like jewelry." Hargrove slammed a satellite photo on the table. The round had entered Barak's left eye, exited the base of his skull, and buried itself in a mud wall, perfect center mass, on a target the size of a playing card at 2 miles. The room went silent. Even the general looked away. They buried the incident. Kira was quietly pulled from rotation, reassigned to a training billet in Kentucky, but the story leaked first in whispers among spec ops, then on encrypted forums. Then a grainy thermal clip hit the dark web. Overnight, Phantom's impossible shot became legend. Recruits at sniper school watched the footage on loop, instructors muttering about wind vectors and miracles. 6 months later, Kira sat in a dive bar in Elizabethtown, nursing a flat beer, when her phone buzzed. Unknown number, a voice like gravel over glass. Sergeant Valdez. You took something from me. She knew that accent Pashto, educated in London. Barak's brother Javid, the money man. My nephew wears your sister's face now. The cancer returned. Your army doctors turned her away, budget cuts. The line went dead. Kira's beer bottle shattered in her grip. She went to wall that night. What followed was a shadow war across 3 continents. Javid used cartel pipelines to flood El Paso with fentanyl, targeting the VA hospital where Kira's sister, Sophia, lay dying. Kira used every black skill Uncle Sam taught her: forged passports, dead drops, a buried .50 cal disassembled in a guitar case. She tracked Javid to a safe house in Tijuana, then a yacht off Dubai, each time one step behind. The colonel tried to reel her in court-martial papers, psych evils, but Kira mailed him a single dog tag, Ramirez's. No note. The final convergence happened in the same Hindu Kush 1 year to the day. Javid had returned to the compound, rebuilding it as a shrine to his brother. He broadcast nightly on shortwave, vowing revenge on the American witch. Kira parachuted in alone, no support, no exfil. She climbed the same ridge, snow crusting her lashes again. Distance, 3,600 meters on the nose. Wind, 30 knots, straight down the valley. She set up under a waxing moon. Through the scope, she saw Javid on the same courtyard, holding a necklace, Sophia's hospital bracelet, crusted with dried blood. Kira's hands didn't shake. She whispered the wind Kol Malik taught her, dialed the scope, and waited. Javid raised a glass to the stars, toasting his brother's ghost. Kira squeezed the shot, crossed the void like judgment. Javid's head snapped back, the bracelet spinning into the snow. But the twist came after. As Kira packed her rifle, a child's voice crackled over the dead man. Radio Sophia, alive, patched through from a hospital in Germany. Kiki, they found a donor. Some anonymous vet paid for everything. Kira sank to her knees, the scope fogging with tears she hadn't shed since Sangin. She never returned stateside. The army listed her Kia, a training accident. But every year on the anniversary, thermal cameras at Eagle's Nest catch a lone heat signature prone on the ridge, rifle glinting. Locals say if you listen at dusk, you can hear a woman's voice on the wind, calling wind speeds like a lullaby. The colonel retired to a fishing cabin in Montana. One morning he found a single .300 Winchester Magnum casing on his porch, etched with coordinates, 3,600 meters due east. He never went fishing again. Kira Valdez became more than legend. She became the space between order and justice, the round that flies when command says stop. And somewhere, a little girl in El Paso grows up cancer-free, wearing her sister's dog tags, never knowing the price paid in snow and silence. So tell me, from which part of the country are you watching this video? Drop it in the comments. Let's put pins on the map and prove stories still bind us tighter than borders.